Hello magical beings, welcome back to the Wild Mystics Tarot channel. It is so good to be able to connect with your energy once again. Today we are asking Spirit, what magical transformation is the universe preparing you for? So this could be an internal transformation, this could be an external transformation, it could be deeply spiritual, it could be so powerful as you moving to another place, it could be getting into a new relationship, it could be shifting careers, it could be preparing you for anything really. So we're going to leave it fairly open-ended. We're going to get into your oracle cards as well as the tarot, and I have some animal prompts that I've made that we can get into, and we will get some advice and guidance at the end of your reading. So for those of you who are unaware, I have been going through a lot of health issues since my spine was crushed by a tree a few years back, and it's really prevented me from being able to focus on any one thing. I have a brain lesion in the front portion, or sorry, the prefrontal cortex of my brain, so it makes it hard for me to focus in. But I really appreciate you being here with me, and I really appreciate you giving me the time to connect with you. It's been a really hard journey, and I'm just so grateful. So we have 3 groups to choose from. Group number 1, we have this wonderful Faden quartz crystal here, and we have the Seer card with the Uruz rune. And the Uruz rune is a rune of kind of hard work and toil, but it's very Capricorn energy. It's very focused perseverance. Group number 2, we have this stunning Carnelian, the giveaway, and the Hagalaz. So this is the rune of disruption and divine awakenings. And group number 3, we have the corn, and that's with the Wunjo rune here, the Wunjo rune of joy, and this gorgeous moss agate cabochon. So I will give you a moment to connect with one of these groups, and then we will get into your reading. Bye! Hello group 1, thank you so much for being here. If you chose the Seer card, this beautiful Faden quartz, or the Uruz rune, then this is going to be your reading. I'm just going to put your rune and your quartz up there. So this is the Seer card. So for many of you, you are connecting to a higher level of awareness, a higher level of consciousness, or rather, Spirit is telling you that it is time for you to do this. So for some of you, you could have been meditating a little bit more, you could have been seeking solitude, and Spirit is saying there are a lot of powerful beings who want to be able to communicate to you. These could be beings who want to communicate through animal form. There being this that could want to communicate to you through ancestral lineage, beings that could want to communicate to you through the elements, so through the wind, through fire, air, earth, water. So I feel like for many of you, you are being called back to Mother Nature, basically, back to your roots, to be able to connect and find that peace within inside yourself. And that is what is going to allow you to connect to these deeper parts, these deeper reservoirs of ancient knowledge that you hold inside of your DNA. So let's get into your oracle cards. Remember, this is about what powerful transformation does the universe want to prepare you for. So for many of you, I feel like you are being prepared for your wild mystic journey, basically, connecting to this higher level of awareness. For many of you, you could be walking the path of the shaman. So, which is a very powerful role to play in this world, especially now when we need so many people to offer this higher level of awareness, when we are in so much distortion and so much chaos. So we have your first card, which is your Moonology card, Meditate and Contemplate, New Moon in Pisces. So this is exactly what we've been talking about, taking the time to step away to prepare for this wild transformation, because like I said, many of you are being called to the role of shaman, to the role of seer, to the role of someone who is able to connect to these other dimensions of reality, these other layers within the mind. We also have the beloved, number 5. We have commitment. We also have home, number 27. And we have strength. Beautiful. With this, oh, look at this beautiful tiger here. Okay, what are we feeling? This is going to take a lot of courage. But I think that for many of you, you know the deep, powerful reservoir of peace that lives inside of you, okay? You have found home inside of yourself. And in so doing, you are going to be able to share this newfound peace with others. So many of us are constantly looking for external entertainment, external validation, and we're constantly being pulled away from our inner peace and being pulled to, go to the store and buy this thing to get the dopamine hit to make us feel better. But Spirit is telling you right now that the home, the peace, the beauty, the strength, the abundance, it is all living inside of your being. And this is such a common thing that a lot of spiritual people talk about, that there is this vast, infinite love inside of all of us, and that we don't need to look outside of ourselves for it. We can find it in our hearts, in this beloved here, because we're constantly longing. We're taught since we're born to search outside of ourselves for things, right? We have to look for water, we have to look for food, so why shouldn't we have to look for love and all of these other things as well? But this is the universe telling you right now that the transformation that you are preparing for is this divine union with your cosmic self, okay? It's a sacred commitment that you are being told to step into between you and your higher self. You can see it here with the two birds here holding this beautiful woven thread, okay? This is a sacred agreement that has been made before you came and incarnated into this earthly form. You made an agreement to come here to inspire and awaken so many dormant seeds, dormant seeded consciousnesses, and bring them into the light. But it does demand swimming into the depths. It does demand delving into the inner psyche of your being, because there are a lot of lost pieces that happen as we grow, right? We fragment ourselves and we lose pieces of our soul to the depths in this unconscious realm. And so it's time for you to have the courage and the strength, if you don't already, to step into this liminal space, this unknown realm, and take the time to go into the dream world. Take the time to commune with Spirit. Now, if you are unfamiliar with shamanic journeying, it's very important that you maybe find a shaman, someone who you can trust, who can guide you to these inner spaces. But if you already are going on these journeys, Spirit is saying, keep going. This Uruz rune encourages perseverance. The harvest is coming, but it does take courage and it does take fortitude to be able to continue this mission. And this is a sacred mission. Okay, we have this beautiful moth above the tiger here. We have this strength, and then we have this kind of transformation. The moth is searching for the light in the darkness. Okay, so you, group one, your mission is to find that sacred light in the darkness of your being, the one who's been lost and fragmented for whatever reason. It could have been a traumatic experience. It could have just been years and years of suppressing pieces of yourself that wanted to be seen. But it's time for you to help others step into their power, others find home within themselves, so that we stop destroying our whole world, seeking this excitement outside of ourselves. Like, it's fine to go and enjoy ourselves, definitely, but I feel like there are so many people who are afraid to meditate. They're afraid to be silent with themselves. If you try to take their phone away from them, they freak out like a toddler. So I just want to prepare you that the transformation that you're entering into is a divine contract with Spirit that you have agreed to before you came here, to awaken the collective. Okay, we need to raise Earth's vibration, and you are a light worker who has been brought here to remind the world of the beloved inside of all of us. Okay, so we're going to get into your tarot because I'm hearing all these messages still. So I'm just going to put your cards up here. I want to make sure that we have enough room for your tarot. Also, I literally just paused the video to get the tarot cards, and I paused it at exactly 8. So 8 could be a significant number to you. Also, it is the 8th month. Or no, it's not. It will be August soon. So we are in Leo season, but I mean, August could be very significant on this powerful transformation that you're going into. You could be having a lot of powerful psychic experiences that are going to happen in the next month or so. Ooh, I didn't even get a chance to ask the question, Spirit. Oh, okay, but I feel like this makes sense. So, again, what powerful transformation is the universe preparing group 1 for? We have the Moon. We have the 7 of Swords reversed. We have the 5 of Pentacles. Let's get another. What is the universe preparing? Ooh, group number 1. What is the universe preparing group number 1 for? The Moon, oh, group 1. You're going to be diving into the depths with the Moon here. We also have the Ace of Cups and the Knight of Swords. Okay, very interesting. We're definitely going to get some clarifiers here. So, with the Moon here, I think that you're already using the Moon as a form of intuitive soul work. Okay, so when the new moon comes, we set intentions, and then we bring them into fruition, and then as the full moon comes, we surrender and release all of this into the ether, and then watch as our manifestations take fold. So I feel like for many of you, you are being called to go within as the moon wanes. Okay, focus in on your being and follow the moon cycles if you can. That will really help you to get in touch not only with your divine masculine and feminine energies, but it will also help you to connect to these dormant pieces of yourself that I think many of you have maybe been afraid to address. But with the Ace of Cups here, there is so much love waiting in the inner world for you. There is so much love and abundance. And I know that maybe some of you don't believe me, but just trust me. If you can fall in love with yourself, then the world is going to fall in love with you. Like, I tell you, that which you feel and receive, you will perceive. Right? This is just a divine simulation that we're in. We have the 2 of Wands reversed, and normally I don't take reversals, but I am curious to see how these cards come out. Why is the 7 of Swords reversed here? The Moon again. Okay. This is super symbolic. The 7 of Swords is usually about someone trying to prevent a war from happening. You know, they take the swords away in the night, and they're really trying to prevent this battle. And so I feel like for many of you, you have been afraid to go inside and face your demons. Okay, you've been, because if you look at this picture, this is a being who is like going into the depths and facing these dark warriors, these like dark ravens. But Spirit is saying you don't actually need to be afraid, because it's all illusion, right? The moon represents illusion. The moon represents temptation. It's the shadowy energy of the feminine, right? It's this pull into the unknown. But Spirit is saying it's time for you to step into this. It's time for you to have the courage to step into this unknown realm and dive into the depths. We have the Star with the 5 of Pentacles. I think for many of you, you've been afraid to step into your power. I don't think you've realized, group number 1, how powerful you truly are. The Star energy, it's a divine conduit. This is the sacred healer, Aquarius energy. This being here, I want to compare these two beings for you. We have this being who's just hiding away, like they're almost sobbing, it looks like. And there's this little butterfly like, hey, we can transform, believe it. And there's this like pentacle above this being, but the star card, so it's like a star, it is above the being, but she's not looking at it. Or he. No, I think it's a she. And then here in this card, this being is looking at the cup pouring into her. She's fully aware that there is all this divine energy ready to bless her, ready to channel into her. So she's facing upwards and this being is facing down. So I think for many of you, you've been afraid to witness your power, to witness the potential, to step into the light and share your gifts. And that is so fair, because it is terrifying to share your truth with the world. It is scary because you don't want to be ridiculed or rejected or put down for trying to share your truth. But when you are in divine alignment, when you are cleansed, when you are in this sacred communion with spirit, then the ego has no role to play here. And I know that you know how to open up to this. But I think so many of you are scared that the ego is maybe going to get in the way. And that is why you are being called to go into the moon, being called to go into the shadowy, dark caverns of the feminine, because that is where the power is. That is where the sacred is. That is where the life force essence is. It is born from that womb. It is born from the feminine. And so we have to go back there. We have to go back to where it all began and find out where all the pieces of us are that were lost. So this Ace of Cups energy spirit, can we please clarify what other powerful transformation is the universe preparing? Oh dear, what do we have? Okay, we have the Ten of Swords reversed and the Ace of Swords upright. This is the beginning and the end of a cycle right here. So you are letting go of all of these negative beliefs about yourself, okay? The Ten of Swords is about someone who is completely overwhelmed. They're at their last straw. They've hit rock bottom in a sense with regards to their mental thought patterns, stabbing them basically in the mind. And Spirit is saying, you have clarity. You have clarity when you open yourself up to this love. This is the beloved pouring through you. The Ace of Cups is this new emotional beginning, this cleansing of the heart chakra, basically. And you are doing this by freeing yourself from these limiting beliefs and finding this clarity. You have the Ace of Swords clarifying the Ace of Cups. This is a new perspective. So the universe is preparing you for this sacred transformation of having, number one, a completely new perspective on reality. Okay, so you're going to be able to shift and move and vibrate into whatever reality you desire, because you are going into the dark realms, you are finding the illusions, and you are cutting through these distortions, and you are freeing yourself. The Knight of Swords, this is the being who literally knows exactly where it is that they want to go. Okay, they have direction. And they aren't afraid to step into this role. They aren't afraid to step into their leadership role and take the action and take the move. This card is about sacred action. And on the bottom of the deck here, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So this could actually bring you a lot of material wealth and abundance. You don't need to stay in this Five of Pentacles energy of feeling this lack, like you're not enough, because you are so much. Group 1, you have so much to offer the world. And for many of you, when you are in a heightened state of awareness, get a crystal, okay? Specifically, the quartz crystal is an amplifier, okay? It is the master healer, and it can help you to channel this energy. But make sure that you've cleansed your mind first. You want to have this powerful, overwhelming flow of love through you before you channel with the quartz. But let's get you a little animal prompt card to help you connect with this portion of your being. How can group number 1 connect to their inner world and help them shift in this powerful transformation that the universe is preparing them for? We have the frog. Leap into action, jump up and stretch, or do 10 jumping jacks to break free from stagnant energy. Embrace a small change that feels like a fresh start. So that's very like Knight of Swords energy, you know? Taking action, moving towards something. Wow, these are really hard to pick up. Owl. Spend 10 minutes journaling or meditating. In silence, let a deep truth reveal itself. So I feel like that is kind of the energy of this entire reading. It's been, you know, take a step back, meditate, go within, and then also like do it now, right? Like leap into action, take the action to shift your perspective and move into this powerful energy of healing. So we're going to get you oracle card from the messenger oracle. What guidance can we give to group 1 as they step into this powerful role of seer? Seek your answers within. Number 36. I could not agree more. All right, number 36. See, and we have the heart inside the bear. Exactly. We have to go into the heart, and that is where that's where we can truly trust where we're meant to go, right? Because the ego with the 10 of Swords, it's constantly trying to pull us in all of these different directions. But at the end of the day, it's the heart that we can really trust. Seek your answers within. If you find yourself confused, your intuition and inner voice drowned out by the answers, wisdom and advice of others, then it's time for you to step away. Withdraw to a place of solitude. Like the bear, it is time for you to hibernate, to go within and seek the void, and to embrace the silence that dwells within. Within that silence are the answers to your questions, and because they are answers born of your truths, they will be answers that move you forward instead of holding you still. This is literally the entire reading. It's about being still and connecting with that inner world, but then bringing you forward, that the answers will come forward and allow you to move in the direction of your calling. So I feel like basically the universe is preparing you for the transformation of being able to communicate with your inner world and know where it is you're meant to go. So like when you close your eyes and you ask a question, like say like, oh, am I meant to move to this particular place? You'll get an answer immediately in your head, and that's the answer that you're meant to go with, especially if it comes with like a soft, subtle like yearning or like a whisper. Because as we know, intuition whispers and anxiety screams. So I hope that some of this resonated, group 1. This has been the first reading I have done in many months. I have been going through a lot of different health issues. So thank you so much for connecting and taking the time to be here. If you enjoyed this reading, you can feel free to like, subscribe if you haven't already. We do have an Etsy shop below where we have all kinds of beautiful healing jewelry and these little cards as well. So thank you again so much for being here and sending you so much love. Bye. Hello, group 2. Thank you so much for being here. If you chose the Carnelian, the giveaway card, or the Hagalaz rune, this is going to be a reading on what powerful transformation is the universe preparing you for. So, number 23, I feel like for many of you, the universe is preparing you for a very powerful shift. I feel like the giveaway is all about an offering. It's about giving something away that you no longer need so that more abundance, more powerful experiences that you are aligned with can come into your existence. So the Hagalaz rune is all about disruption, okay? It's basically the tower of the runes. And I feel like for many of you, whatever you have released from your life, whatever you have let go of, Spirit is saying there is so much abundance coming into your life. The Carnelian is all about creativity and the sacral chakra. So I feel like for many of you, you could be connecting with some sort of powerful creative energy that's maybe bubbling up inside. But let's get into your oracle cards. We have willpower. We also have number 10, rock bottom. We have the Moonology card, Surrender to the Divine. And we also have this Shark card, Fear. Now, I want to get one more card from this Wild Mystics deck to clarify this Fear card. So, what fear is group 2 releasing? What fear are they overcoming? Memory. Okay, perfect. Okay, so for many of you, you have been going through a powerful time where you've been connecting to memories from potentially even past lives, I want to say. Sorry for the light glare here. Let me just move that down. It's honestly, it takes so much willpower and it takes so much courage to be able to step into our past, to be able to look at it through a new perspective and shift these old memories. Now, I think for many of you, you've tasted rock bottom. You know what it's like to feel completely isolated, completely alone. And Spirit is saying there is so much that is coming in to your life now. Both these beings here have their arms wide open, widespread, as if to say, I am ready to receive. Okay, they are surrendering to the divine here with this full moon. And by doing so, they are allowing all of the infinite abundance of the universe to pour in through them. Now, we are conditioned, since we're kids basically, to believe that there is limited resources and that we have to work and struggle to make money, make ends meet, create abundance. But you, group 2, you have shifted into a reality where your beliefs are starting to manifest and rewire your reality before your eyes. Now, after taking these memories of your past, after standing up to them, because you were afraid, I think for many of you, you were afraid to step up and look at this past and say, you know what, I can handle this, I can do this, because I have the divine on my side, I have the power, I have the courage. I have the courage to go here, to rock bottom. Not everybody has that courage, but you, group 2, you had the courage to step forth and say, I can walk this path. Now, it takes many healers, okay, many healers, many beings that inspire and, what's the word? I'll use the word awaken. Many beings that inspire and awaken us to step into our power. These could be musicians, actors, healers, etc. often go through a dark night of the soul. They often hit rock bottom first. You look at people like, Jim Carrey and Johnny Depp. These are just examples of someone who, almost had nothing. Okay? They had really traumatic upbringings, or they didn't have enough. And, they rose to the top. And I'm not saying that they're happy now. Of course not. There was a lot that they were showered with money. They were showered with gifts, and it never fed that that gateway inside of them. But the point is that you can go through to this rock bottom. You can go to the darkness of your soul, and you can find the light. You can find the alchemy to step up and go where it is that you want to go. Just because their dreams maybe led them in other directions and maybe not to the happiest places, it doesn't mean that you can't go there. It doesn't mean that you can't create this beautiful reality from your mind. Sorry, my brain is getting a little bit confused because there's a lot of messages coming through here right now. I'm going to get into the tarot cards, but I feel like I feel like for a lot of you, you were afraid that you weren't going to make it out of the darkness. You were afraid that this fear was going to keep you stuck, and that these memories were going to keep swirling around in your head. And for those of you who have just had the courage now to start looking at them, Spirit is saying that the universe is going to reward you so much for having this courage and strength to connect with these parts of yourself. I know for myself, there was a lot of traumatic experiences that happened in my teenage years, and for years, like right after, I couldn't think about them. But now, 10, 15 years later, I'm able to look at them with a different perspective than I did when I was 20, like being in my mid 30s, I can have this totally, not indifferent, but like totally separated perspective in a way. It's like looking at a different life. It's like looking at a past life. It's like I can see myself like as a child, and I can kind of be the adult and say, I'm here. I can protect you now. I can give you the love that maybe you needed. I can give you the support that you maybe needed back then that you couldn't get. I can be the ear. So for many of you, what can really help is journaling to your past self or journaling to your future self and doing this shadow work, because it is so healing to connect with the different pieces of yourself, the different fragments of yourself that long to be a part of you again. So yes, this powerful transformation. Okay, let's see what else. We're going to get into the tarot. Spirit, for group 2, what powerful transformation is the universe preparing them for? The 5 of Swords. Yeah, I think you've been in rock bottom for a little while. I think you've been afraid. You've almost been afraid to leave this kind of energy. And this is for some beings listening to this right now, and I don't want to trigger anybody, but as someone who has lived in the victim mentality for many, many years, it is addictive, okay? It's hard to heal yourself if deep down you don't want to be healed. Now, and it's really hard too, because our reality does not support those who are healed. When you are healed and feeling better, oftentimes we're just sent off to work at a job that we hate. So it's like, why would we want to be healed? But you have to believe that by healing yourself, there is going to be a job, there is going to be a career that is going to align with you and your soul's work. What is this giveaway energy, Spirit, for group 2? The 10 of yes, the 10 of Wands. You're giving this away. You're giving away your struggle, your anguish, your pain. This is what you're giving away. This is what you're surrendering. You're saying, I no longer need this pain. I no longer need to keep myself small, keep myself trapped. I no longer need this sorrow. I no longer need this fear to keep me trapped here. I no longer need this memory. Or I no longer see this memory in the same way. I have the willpower and the courage to rewire this memory, to shift this memory, to see it in a different light, to hold this memory with love and acceptance and integrate this memory into me, but not judge it, accept it. And that takes so much strength and courage and awareness to be able to do this. And I believe that that is what the universe is preparing you for. The Page of Wands, exactly. Look, this is like the same being almost. It's like this being is going to rescue this being over here who's in the fire. They're like, I'm coming. Oh yeah, look, they're riding the ram, like the little sheepo. And then the sheepo here is like lying on the ground, like dead. That's so sad. But this is it. You have the willpower to get on your beautiful sheep and save all the past selves that are in pain. That's literally what's happening. Your present self, or future self, whatever you want to call it, is literally coming back into the past, into these memories, diving in, and they are rescuing all of these traumatized pieces of yourself. Group number 2, wow. You are blowing me away with this power. Okay? You do not need to be afraid anymore. You have the divine at your disposal. You have this sacred heart, this higher self that wants to help you. And group 2, you can call on your angels anytime. Like, I know that this, for some of you, that sounds like just silly mumbo jumbo, but literally, you can call on dragons. You can call on fairies. You can call on whatever it is that you believe in. We're taught as kids to believe in anything, and then our beliefs are snuffed out, saying that it's just fairy tales. That is the most damaging thing that like adults can do, is say that no, dragons aren't real, or no, angels aren't real. Yes, they are. If you believe they are, then they are. Okay, so what? We have this surrender to the divine. Group 2, what are they? The Queen of Cups. You are surrendering to this divine energy of the Queen of Cups. She is overflowing with love. She is overflowing with riches and abundance. She is the one that is not afraid to give of herself. Okay, so you are so protected. This is, I believe, your higher self saying, I'm watching over you. I am here to protect you. Okay, she has the moon at her back here, the moon, the divine feminine, watching over you. And I feel like she's almost like, the moon is like her sacred, like, watcher almost. So it's like, so group 2, whenever you look to the moon, that's your higher self saying like, I'm watching you, I'm protecting you. Let's get a few more cards. 5 of Swords, Spirit. Let's clarify this rock bottom energy. Group 2, they are transforming the universe. Oh, we have the 4 of Swords reversed. This is how you shift out of this 5 of Swords energy, okay? This is how you leave this strife, this pain behind. You meditate, okay? You take even 5 minutes a day to just find stillness, to find peace, and you meditate. You don't even have to meditate. You just have to be with yourself and feel the safety, feel the peace. And if you're feeling safe in the now, that gives you the courage to step into the past. But you have to be in a sacred place now to be able to go back there. You can't be feeling all like disgruntled and angry and frustrated in the present, because that's not going to allow you to tell the past self that you're safe in the future, right? I don't know if this is making sense. These readings are kind of like all over the place. These downloads are just coming in like crazy. So the 10 of Wands, Spirit. How is group 2 shifting out of this 10 of Wands energy? How are they entering into this powerful Page of Wands who is rescuing them? How is group 2 shifting from this 10 of Wands power? Yes. Ooh, I love this. Okay. So for many of you, you've been holding on to something really tightly, okay? And I think that's this 10 of Wands. It's this pain. It's this identification with this pain. And I really, really want to encourage you to feel this safety inside of yourself, because we have 2 4s here, okay? And the 4 is all about building something, right? It's about building a structure. But when we have the 4 of Pentacles, it's often about someone who's holding on to something very rigidly and they are afraid to let go. Spirit is saying you have to let go. You have to let go of these old beliefs. You have to let go of these old memories, because they are holding you back. But the best way to let go of them is to look at them. So that's what your Page of Wands is doing. So how is the Page of Wands? Ooh, we have the 8 of Wands. And we also have the Knight of Wands. I'm sorry, but I just need to say, could you be any more like in divine alignment right now? This is literally the evolution. Okay, so you're evolving from the Page of Wands to the Knight of Wands. This is the being who has all of the power, all of the creative vitality. There is no fear in this Knight. And the Knight, by the way, in this deck is also the King. So there is no fear in this being's eye. Okay? They are determined. They are determined. They are going to cleanse their past. They're going to burn it with this fiery energy, because fire, not only does it destroy, but it also leaves room for creation. So your being in the future, or you now, this Knight of Wands, is going to be communicating with your past self to be able to heal them, to tell them it's okay to come to the future. You are communicating. Oh my God, I feel like even past life memories too. I feel like for many of you, you could have a lot of, you could be healing a lot of karma, a lot of past life memories too could be resurfacing, and you are actually having the courage to step back and heal these. You're literally leaving rock bottom behind. And I feel like this Power card, It's very similar to this rock bottom card. And I feel like this is kind of like the cell that was built for you. Like in a sense, like your mind like built this cage to keep you, quote, safe. But in so doing, it keeps you trapped. It keeps you stagnant. It keeps you stuck. And so you are being freed from this energy with this power here. Okay. And you're not going to be using this structure to like trap yourself anymore. You're using this structure as your powerful fortress to defend this new being that you are creating. And you're shifting out of this Five of Pentacles energy, right? The Queen of Cups is in divine alignment with herself. She has all that she requires, okay? She is a queen that's living the life of her dreams in these beautiful emerald hills here. So you are leaving behind, oh my God, look, okay. You are leaving behind this Five of Pentacles of feeling lack and feeling stuck and feeling like there's not enough. Your body could have been your body could be betraying you, your mind betraying you and everything. But Spirit is saying by you having the courage to take the steps back, to go within and connect to these pieces of yourself, maybe you need to find a therapist that's very helpful at past life regression. Maybe you need to connect with a shaman. But I say you have the courage to do this yourself too. For some of you, listening to music can also be very helpful to help trigger these memories and to help you dive into these. But make sure you're in a safe, secure space that you feel safe in yourself, that you feel connected. Because the Queen of Pentacles, oh my goodness. Okay, sorry. Sometimes I love looking under these bottom deck energies. The Queen of Pentacles is right under the Queen of Cups here. And then we have the Princess of Pentacles. Okay, so you are grounding, group 2. You are grounding all of this disruptive energy, all of this chaos. Look at the fire here. All of this fire, it's burning away. All of the pain, all of the suffering, all of these limiting beliefs are being burned away. And you are rebuilding this new magical kingdom, this Garden of Eden. This queen here, she's looking to her past and she's seeing the desolate fire that has literally scorched the land. And she's like, I have made it to an oasis. Okay, she has like pineapples. She has her beautiful crystal staff. She has a ram here. The ram, again, yes. She is grounded. She is abundant, okay? She has all that she needs. So we're going to get some advice from these little prompt cards. What else, what other powerful guidance can we give to group 2 right now? Follow your joy. Yes. Okay, hummingbird. Follow your joy, scavenger hunt style. Find 3 tiny delights today. It could be a color, a taste, and a sound that makes you smile. Exactly. Get out of your mind and just find the things that bring you joy in this reality. Ground yourself. Step out onto some grass, like feel the earth. Ground yourself in the present. And when you do that, it really allows you to see all of these memories with a new perspective. I know I've said that like 100 times. We also have, that's too many. We also have wolf. Honor your pack. Call or message a loved one today and strengthen your bonds with your chosen family. Exactly. Like it is okay to call in support. It is okay to call in your loved ones. And we also have deer. Look into the mirror and say something kind to yourself. Write a love note to your reflection. Oh, it is so beautiful. Exactly. You need to know that you are loved. Okay? You need to know that you are so deeply loved by so many beings, but also yourself. Okay? We have to love ourselves first before we can believe that other beings would love us. So I'm going to get you one more oracle card to close out your reading. What other guidance can we give to group 2, spirits? I feel like the stars have been coming up a lot. Love without condition, number 26. Oh, it's a little fairy being. Exactly, love without conditions. Loving yourself without conditions. Trusting that you have the courage to love yourself. 2121, I just saw 2121 on the timer, so that could be significant. 2121 also equals 33. So we have, do you often find it easier to give advice to others whilst hiding from the truth that the advice you give is advice that you yourself neglect to follow? Do you find it easier to nurture others and show them kindness and compassion? It is time to be kind and gentle with yourself, to love you, strengths and weaknesses, without reservation or condition. Nurture yourself, be kind to yourself, for you are deserving of the same unconditional care and love that you give to others. Exactly. He literally just finished explaining how you need to love yourself, group 2. So give yourself a hug from me to you. I am sending you all the love in the world right now through the screen. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that some of this resonated, and if it did, you can give us a like, subscribe if you feel called to, comment if you feel drawn to doing that. These little prompt cards are available on our Etsy shop. We also have many other healing items there as well, necklaces, etc. So if you feel called to that, that link will be down below as well. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here. Bye! Hello group 3, thank you so much for being here. If you chose the corn card, or this beautiful moss agate, or the Wunjo rune, this is going to be your reading on what powerful transformation is the universe preparing you for. So already with the corn card here, I want to say that you are being prepared for a powerful harvest. So a huge array of abundance, right? Because when the corn is ripe, it's basically like this golden, like beautiful flesh that we're able to eat. And I just feel like it's just, you are ripe for some powerful abundance to come into your life. So we also have reconciliation. Whoops. Here. We have animals. Beautiful. We have number 41, unexpected visitors. We have new moon in Taurus, prosperity lies ahead. So literally what we were saying with corn. And then we have 2 cards from the Wild Mystics. We have create and play. Okay, so you got the most cards out of all of the groups. Do not tell anyone. Wow. Okay, group number 3. I feel like maybe someone from your past is going to be coming back. There could be this powerful reconciliation that many of you have maybe been waiting for, but you haven't been really sure when it's going to happen. But divine timing is at play, and prosperity does lie ahead, especially in this connection. It could be very unexpected too, with unexpected visitors here. It could be happening when you least expect it. You might just be going about your day and then you like run into the person that you haven't seen in a very long time, or someone from your past who you've been wanting to reconnect with or have a reconciliation with. But Spirit is saying, I feel like for many of you, this was a person that you were very playful with and very creative with. It could have been a friend. It could have been like a loved one that you worked on projects with. Music came into my mind all of a sudden, but it could have been someone that you were working on a project with that was maybe you were hoping that it would be really abundant, but I feel like animals could also be significant for some of you. But I do feel like there are, oh, maybe both of you have like an animal, and your animals like got along or something, and maybe your animals would love to get together again and play. Like maybe you were like dog buddies and you had dogs or something. That's a message for some of you. But yeah, I feel like this reconciliation is coming in. And with the corn here, it could be over maybe a meal or something you guys could be reconciling. Yeah, you could be sharing some sort of meal together. Yeah, but it's really an unexpected thing that's coming through. So the universe wants to prepare you for a powerful transformation in a connection from the past that it might be coming back into your reality. But Spirit is saying prosperity lies ahead, and these two beings, though, could be different. The reconciliation could be with someone, and then by reconciling, it's allowing this new energy to come in, and an unexpected visitor who could help you create maybe something. So this could be like a business idea. This could be like a creative project. It could be like a family connection that's coming in. But yes, prosperity does lie ahead in this connection. So I'm going to get into the tarot to get more. So let's jump into it. For group number 3, What powerful transformation. Ooh, okay. What powerful transformation is the universe preparing group number 3 for? We have the 8 of Wands and the 5 of Cups reversed. Yeah, I feel like there is powerful communication coming through here. I feel like in the past there has been this kind of disconnect with the 5 of Cups reversed here. You can see this being like chasing this other being and them running away. So maybe you haven't had the opportunity to express what it is that you want to express to this person that you want to reconcile with. Maybe they ghosted you, but Spirit is saying that, you know, there is communication coming in. And also you could be getting communication from your spirit guides who could take the form of animals. So I would pay attention to any animal spirit guides that might be coming in. You could be connected to by, I see some like ravens here or crows. So that could be significant. We also have an owl, we have a dove up here, and a wolf. So, and dolphins as well. So those could be significant animals, and as well the bull. Okay, Spirit. What is group number 3 creating? What is group 3 creating, and what powerful transformation is being brought about by this? Ooh, the Hierophant. So some sort of deal it could be. With the scroll here, I feel like some sort of contract could be coming through with this reconciliation for some of you. The Hierophant is often some sort of higher authority that's coming in and offering guidance. So for many of you, I feel like the universe is preparing you for someone who is going to, you know, be this higher authority, be this mediator almost, to maybe help in this reconciliation for some of you. That's a very interesting message. But know that there is a lot of abundance. Like, okay, so for some of you, and I don't want to trigger anyone, but for some of you, if there is some sort of legal situation happening, Spirit wants to tell you that abundance is awaiting you, and you don't need to worry about your finances. You have what it takes to create this wealth and abundance, and the prosperity does lie ahead. So just know that you are protected. What else, Spirit? What else does group 3 need to know? We have the 6 of Cups and the Hanged Man reversed. All right. Let's see what our bottom deck energy is. The 8 of Swords. Oh, interesting to have the 8 of Swords on one side and the 8 of Wands on the other side. This is definitely a person from the past with the 6 of Cups here in the play. This could be a childhood friend for some of you, and maybe they ghosted you and you don't know why, or maybe you had a falling out between the two of you, and you've had some time apart to work on changing your perspectives with the Hanged Man here. Now, I normally don't take reversals, and the Hanged Man is all about seeing a new perspective. But in this case, it's like someone in the connection has not wanted to shift their perspective. Someone does not believe that they maybe need to shift their perspective, but Spirit is saying both parties need to shift their perspective. Both parties need to try to see it from the other side. And the 8 of Swords here is saying, you know, it's time to get out of the head. It's time to get out of this stuck position. Like I was just saying, it's time to expand, enter into the bird's eye view and see it from all parties. It's interesting too, we have like this being here, which is kind of like the Hierophant being, like standing looking over, and this being's like, see, like I'm being punished, I'm being tortured by these beings. And the guy's like, no, like you're not. The swords are in the ground, they're not even in you. Like, you have power. So you both have more power in this connection than I think that you are aware of. For those of you who, yeah, okay, I'm gonna get into clarifying these energies. So the 8 of Wands and the 5 of Cups, can we please clarify this, Spirit? Ooh, we have the Chariot and the Strength card. Beautiful. Okay, so group number 3, you are moving out of this energy, this stuck energy here, and the 8 of Wands, like with the Chariot, this message is coming through very, very quickly. It's taking one of you maybe a lot of courage to step forth with the Strength card and the Chariot, but I think I think you've had enough of this. I think that this has been like kind of like festering almost, this kind of confusion of not knowing where you stand with this person. And I feel like you both are ready to move forward. You both are ready to step up and communicate. So if this person hasn't already stepped up, or if they have, if they haven't stepped up already, they will by the next new moon, I would imagine. And if they haven't, it's time for you to step up. Okay? And enter into this newfound reconciliation with playfulness. Okay? With like a newfound sense of creativity. Okay, this Hierophant energy, Spirit. What is this? The Lovers. Ooh, this is a choice. This is a powerful choice that is being asked to be made. So for some of you, there could be other parties involved in this situation, judging by this card here. Now, the Hierophant usually oversees the Lovers. So I think this is the choice. It's, do you take the step forward and bring this reconciliation forward, or do you wait? So with the Six of Cups here, it looks like someone is waiting. Now this could be you or this other person that is waiting. Is this group 3 or group 3's person that's waiting? Group 3 or group 3's person that is waiting for this reconciliation. I mean, you're both waiting, but I mean, like, who is going to step forward? Okay. Okay. Whoa. Okay. This is so interesting. This is clearly this being here. I probably should hide her. I don't know. Should I hide her? There we go. I don't know how the YouTube rules work on this, but this being is definitely the exact same being. So, and then there she is again. Okay. So for many of you, group 3, whoever's watching this, you can identify who this being is. So they have long black hair. So if you have maybe long dark hair, you could be this being here. Or if the person has long dark hair or has a dark hair but like a light complexion, I want to say though that this person is no longer going to be waiting. Like, they have the cup here, right? In this picture. And here they're offering the cup. And they have the cup here too. So this person has always had the cup, it looks like. They have always had and wanted to give this love. So if you are the person that always wanted to give love, then this is you. And this could be the other person, this kind of Queen of Swords energy, and she's like dumping the water out. So it's like this person, geez, group 3, if you have to deal with this person, they look like they don't want to, I don't know, they're like dumping out the water onto the ground. I think we need more information. Okay. What does this Queen of Swords want? What is this Queen of... Oh, we have the Knight of Wands. Okay. This Queen of Swords wants a powerful gesture. Okay, they want a really, really, really powerful move. What's the word? They want a powerful offering. So I feel like someone in the past maybe took something from someone. So whoever this being is, this could be you or the other person. This person wants a divine offer, a really, really powerful offer. Yeah, truth. They want them to express something to them. But both the Queen of Swords is someone who tells the truth. The Queen of Swords is someone who doesn't play nice. She just tells it how it is. The Knight of the Knight of Wands is very passionate. Okay, this is very passionate energy. So on the bottom of the deck we have the Four of Cups. Interesting. This is the girl again. And she has two beings whispering in her ears. So you could have other beings that are whispering either in your ear or in this other person's ears. Yeah, so I feel like it's definitely... Oh my goodness. We need some more advice. This is so strange. Because normally I would say, trust your own inner voice, definitely. But with the Eight of Swords, it's like, maybe you can't trust your own inner, like, your mind, because your ego is still a bit overwhelmed and you can't differentiate between your own mental chatter and then the mental chatter of others, because oftentimes we assimilate those voices into our head and think that they're our own. For example, like, you know, our mother and our father will tell us what to do when we're kids, and then we'll have those same voices in our heads when we're older. So what can group number 3 do to heal this relationship, to step into this powerful role of healer and move this reconciliation forward? Because the universe is preparing you for this powerful transformation, right? The Seven of Wands. Yeah, whoa, okay. Yeah, it seems like there's this kind of, I want to say disagreement, like anger between the two of you. Something in the past happened. How can group 3 free themselves from this energy? How can group 3 free themselves from this energy? Four of Wands, completion. Yeah, like, it's almost over. Like, this reconciliation is going to free you and make you feel so free, so alive to move forward. The Seven of Swords. It's time for you to step out of the shadows. Like, this being is like, I don't want to fight. I don't want to argue. I don't want to have the battle happen, right? But sometimes we need to step forward. Sometimes we need to share our truth with the world. And we have the Seven of Swords on top of the Queen of Swords. So it's like, it's time for you to step forward and share your truth. And it's time for this person to step forward and share their truth, no matter what. Because you can't keep going on like this. The situation needs to change. The Four of Cups is about, you know, the stagnant energy. With these 4 cups over here, they're not even drinking the cups. It's time for you to step forward and offer the cup. Offer the peace. But standing your ground. Standing in your truth. No more sneaking around. No more hiding away. It's time to bring this into the light so that it can be released. Okay, we're going to get you an advice card from this beautiful oracle deck. We have Nurture All You Love, number 30, with this beautiful dragon here. Number 30. Take the time to nurture the things you care about so that they may flourish and grow. Your hopes, your dreams, your body, your mind, your spirit, your creations, and your relationships. All that is you needs to be cherished, loved, honored, and respected. Without care and attention, these aspects of self can fall into a state of neglect without care and attention, these aspects of self can fall into a state of neglect that does only harm to both you and the world around you. Nurture them, and they will bring you peace and fulfillment. Exactly. It's time to stop neglecting these other areas of your life. It's time to stop neglecting certain relationships that have maybe harmed in the past. And it's time to step into your power and give the love, give the cup. Now, please trust your intuition. If it does not feel right for you to step forward at this time, just wait. Trust your inner world, okay? Trust that you have, number one, the strength, the knowledge, and the courage to be able to know when it is that you are meant to step forward. But I feel like it's the time, okay? With the Four of Wands here, this is completion. The cycle is just about over, and you're going to be able to be free. And all of this, beneath it, is abundance with the Harvest card here and the Joy rune. Like, there is so much that is wanting to be born from this experience. You know, we have play and we have create. So you might, if you're an artist or a creator of any kind, I feel like a lot of powerful inspiration is going to be drawn from whatever this connection was or is. So use it as fuel, use it as divine guidance to bring like your creative endeavors to life, basically. It's going to bring so much abundance. It's going to bring so much joy into your life. But you need to release all of this old stuff and all of these memories and all of this stuff from the past. So I hope that this reading resonated with you. Again, it's been a long time since I've done the readings. I've been dealing with a lot of health issues, so I really appreciate you taking the time, and I appreciate your patience. So thank you again so much. If you enjoyed it at all, you can give us a like, comment, subscribe if you feel called to. Otherwise, we hope to see you in another reading. Bye!